Clutch Masters, French Master, Stephan Verdier. You are running a Clutch Masters Clutch. They are a new sponsor of Driftstream. And first of all, congratulations on a great showing at X Games. You know, it's great to see. Now, I got to bring it up. That car you competed in rally is the same car you're going to be drifting and have drifted this whole season. What kind of changes? You know, I guess that's a generic question. What kind of changes do you need to do to your car to rally and then come back here and go drifting?
I'm first had to fix it from Seattle because I bent it over there. So that poor car. No, actually, it was pretty easy to change it over because it's a four-wheel drive car when they make it. So we just put the four-wheel drive the transmission back in, change the turbo because there's different rules for the rally. But that's pretty much it. Put a four-wheel drive back on it, and the car was ready. And we put some really badass Tain suspension just for the rally, and it was really rock. So now for the drifting, we go back to the Stance suspension because they're my sponsor for that. But otherwise, it was pretty much the same car, and that's what the fun part was, is bringing exactly the same car.
Now you're a seasoned rally driver. People didn't know that. You grew up rallying. You are from France, and you've been behind the wheel many cars and airplanes and helicopters. I mean, you're a very seasoned dude. You're a very cultured dude. I love that about you. We've traveled many times and shared many stories, China included. And some again, talking to Turk, it's a family show. Let's talk about the unorthodox vehicle you're drifting. I mean, we have Subaru fans that are watching this. You know, people that drive Subarus don't necessarily, or that watch drifting, don't necessarily drive drift cars. They are Subaru fans. What does it take to drift an all-wheel drive car, but obviously converting it to rear-wheel drive, being a Subaru fan?
Well, it's not as easy as people think, because the way the car is made to, for instance, when you get on power, to transfer the weight to the front wheel on the four-wheel drive. So you kind of have to change the geometry of the suspension to make it work, to actually have the power on the rear wheel to get the maximal grip. So that's what the problem with the Subaru or Mitsubishi Evo is. When you put in drifting, they don't have a lot of rear grip. But we were able, with the last 3 or 4 years I've been working with on the car, to make it that it's pretty grippy now on back and be competitive with the other car. That's the main issue. Otherwise, the car is really well balanced, and the chassis is really stiff as a standard car. So it's to make it as a drift car, it's not as hard as people think.
And what do you think is progression as far as your car and making it that much more competitive? I mean, you got first place in Sonoma. What have you changed from your car from then to now? Obviously, going through the rally ranks and coming back here, what have you changed? What has progressed?
I mean, unfortunately, that we came to the level on our car. If we want to go more extreme in drifting, we have to move the engine back, go to a special rear-wheel drive transmission, which I didn't know it because it cost too much money. So the car is pretty much the same as last year, but it'd be the next step in that car is go into like a sequential quaife transmission and move the engine back, because of the way the car is set up. The engine is sitting way forward, and we did move the radiators in the trunk to help that. I mean, we already had it last year, so the radiators is in the trunk, so to transfer the weight to the back. But pretty much where the car is now is really close to what it was last year. Unfortunately, I wish we had more money to put in to get it better.
Yeah, well, as everybody wants more money, right? But you're out here, and that's I mean, you're right on that cusp of really going to the umpty-ninth degree of being, you know, basically pro driver. I mean, you have your usual suspects. You're a pro driver, but I know you're basically you're basically essentially you're self-funded. You are a privateer, so yeah, it's admirable. But you always got a smile on your face. How does this track lend to your driving style and your vehicle? I mean, it's fast. We talked about it, the entry, and then S-turn.
I mean, I love the track because it's an all-out entry. I was going to say another word, but I caught myself. It's an all-out entry, and you can throw the car really hard, and you have that big wall. You're coming at, I think yesterday they were clocked at like close to 100 miles an hour. So it's almost one of the fastest tracks we go to during the season. And yes, in a parking lot, but trust me, it's fast. And we're coming at almost 100 miles an hour, and you have that big cement wall waiting for you, and the judge wants us to be 2 inches from it. So it's really gut-wrenching when you come into it. It's okay, I got to do it. It's going to work. So the first time, it takes a while to get close to the wall. But it's a really fun track. You have that element of really high-speed entry. And after that, the second part of the track is kind of the technical slow speed, be really precise and try to keep as much momentum speed-wise to go through the track and don't lose too much speed. So it brings the technical part, brings the horsepower, the setup of the car. So it's a really complete track. I really like that track.
There you have it. What a great way to end the piece. Stephan Verdier, high fives.
Thanks, man.
And handshakes.
Handshakes.
Stephan Verdier, the sliding Frenchman, running a Clutch Masters clutch in his Hankook tires. Crawford Performance, Subaru STI. It's very critical that I say STI. He hates when I say WRX. Stephan Verdier.